Hey everybody, welcome to You Are Complete episode 22! How did we get to 22? I'm so excited. All of you guys that are trucking along with me, thank you. If you're new, welcome. And today I want to talk to you guys about a crazy experience I had about 2 weeks ago. I met with a guy named Dr. Harold Turk, and he is a chiropractor, but he's also a Maori bodywork healer. So I met him at a sound bath with my friend Lauren, and he told me a little bit about his work, and I thought, hey, I'm into healing. What do I have to lose? Let me try this out. So I went over there for a session, and it was the most painful physical experience I've probably ever had that I signed up for voluntarily. He was pushing on different pressure points that were so painful. I cannot even tell you. But it turns out that that is part of the work. It releases emotional stuff that gets stored within your muscles, and it also is a process through which you get to sort of feel out how you respond to somebody causing you pain. And from that, he was able to read things about me that I hadn't told him at all. It was fascinating. Now, after the painful part stopped, I was definitely a little sore. I was really tired on Friday night. But on Saturday, the following day, I was stoned. And you guys know that I am sober. So I just was in a space of, I think I was so present and I had released so much. I was not interested in looking at my phone, which any of you guys that know me know that I am often on my phone. And I just had this day where I just kind of felt calm and at ease and kind of like a little spacey. It was freaking great. And what's so interesting is that in the interview that I did with Harold after he did the body work on me, he talks to us about how this body work continues to work on you like days after it's done. I feel fantastic. I feel great. I thought it was such an interesting experience. I will go back to Harold. If you want to connect with Harold, I'm going to put his information in the show notes. And so now let me show you a quick clip that speaks a little bit more about the work that he does and one of the things that I uncovered after our session about myself. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I will see you guys next week. Love to hear your comments. Love to hear your questions. Harold's happy to answer any of the questions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. Press forward. Press share. Stick it on your Facebook page. I am here to help. I am excited for you guys to experience Harold, and I'll see you guys next week. Always remember that you are complete, you are whole, and you are miraculous.
It's like the depth of the body work for you specifically. So it can hurt a little. It could be uncomfortable in one way, shape, or form, but I'm helping move you or the client through these physiologic, energetic barriers or emotional barriers that someone won't do themselves. So to find that, let's say, a more centered place for somebody or for you or for me or for anybody, you kind of have to find your way to that peaceful place. That's sometimes for some people, I know it wasn't for me. I needed help accessing that place. So I needed a modality to help push me there and go, see what it feels like now? I'm like, yes. I didn't know that before. Yeah. Until I got work done. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So sometimes, so that's the difference between different modalities. It has its expertise in different areas. Where we need somebody to help push us over these, how would you say it? Barriers?
Yeah.
These barriers that we might not do for ourselves because it's uncomfortable. We might not move through these emotional barriers or physical pain.
Yeah.
It's like, I would never do anything that put me in any physical pain. Well, you're also not gonna get the stony benefit or the healing or the healing that comes with moving through those barriers.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Some people, speaking of which, as an example, some of my clients have a lot of fear about their body and their health. Oh my God, don't do that. You're going to hurt my back. Like, they have a real fear, and I'm barely touching them.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's say that was one of my clients, and I have some people like that. I'm training them to develop more capacity, not to put up with pain and things like that, but to have more capacity and strength. Like, no, this might be uncomfortable, but like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Right? But those people, before any type of healing work or sessions like that, will walk around their life avoiding situations where they're going to be put in challenging situations with their body.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to hurt my body. This is going to happen.
I won't go skiing. I won't go. Yeah.
That's an issue.
That is an issue. You're hitting home with me.
I am?
Oh, I don't do anything that's physically adventurous. Camping, skiing, Barry's boot camp. I'm like, who needs to work out that hard? That's crazy. I won't do anything that's physical because I'm afraid I'm going to get injured. Because being a ballet dancer, I've injured my knees. Afraid of getting injured. Asthma was so terrifying as a kid. I never wanted to go to gym. I was always like allergic to everything outside, and so I'm always afraid to like
have a flare up.
Yeah, that I'm having an asthma attack on top of a mountain and I'm gonna fucking die. Yeah. So interesting.
That's a perfect example of where physical issues meet emotional issues or physiologic issues.
Oh my God, absolutely. And I was thinking too, so many people that are like successful and all that, they work out every day or they talk about the importance of working out. And I feel like as I've become more consistent with working out, and I do like this training that like it keeps getting harder and you keep having to push yourself. There is such an emotional component to me being on like, right, if I do the same series for 10 days, that by day 8 I'm able to do all the reps, and by day 10 I'm able to like, crush it. Like that so builds my self-esteem because I
build your confidence.
Yeah, I withstand the pain, I get through it, and then I see my body physically get stronger.
And you're moving through a lot of these old, also because you just said it, a lot of old barriers that you had.
About my physical. Yeah, and I used to go to this dance class all the time, and I gotta get back to it, called Sweaty Sundays. And it is amazing, but the combinations are so aerobic, and I love to dance, and I'm always like, if my lungs could handle the way that I want to dance, I would probably like burst into flames because I love to dance. And what I noticed was when I was going consistently, one, my lung capacity got stronger, but what I would do is I would push it to the limit, and then I'd go sit and I'd push it to where I was kind of in fear because I really felt like I couldn't breathe, and I'd then go sit in the other room and like catch my breath and bring myself back down, and that was really soothing and powerful for me to be able to be like, no, you know where your limit is, and like you're gonna get your asthma like back down if you rest, and then it'll be okay.
You know that barrier, you could feel it.
Yeah. This is
amazing. And so this might be redundant, but so that's an active activity. Right. You control how much you do.
Yes.
Like yoga or this dance, you control the barrier of what you can withstand, right?
Oh, this is a good point, but what about when it's somebody else? And then it brings up the whole thing of interpersonal
control.
How do you assert yourself? How do you
that's certainly part of it, communication and barriers and things like that, but that's an active activity that you control how much you're going to do. But then if you were to engage in something like this body work where you're passive,
yes,
I do the work. In a sense, I'm doing it for you.
Yes.
You're doing work internally in a certain way, and I'm not going to even get into that, but you're deciding whether you open up or not and things like that. But I'm doing the work for you where you're
right.
not in control in a certain way.
Right.
Some people might feel they have no control. Mm-hmm. Right? That says a lot about them too. Mm-hmm. But so I'm doing the work and I'm moving somebody. So let's say you had a line drawn when you were in that dance class, right? Mm-hmm. So like let's say in a certain way analogous to the body work, we found that line. And then I said, oh, come on, Bianca, you could do, whether I verbally say it or not, I'm going to push you a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then guess what's going to come out? Sometimes those, the trauma of having asthma or emotional issues from growing up or whatever it is for the person, that's going to start to get activated in the person. Now their control mechanism's not there because I'm pushing them, and it's going to bring out some of these emotional issues.
Wow, I totally see how that works right now. I totally see how that works. Yes, because if you think about it, throughout our lives, when we are creating these emotional reactions, it is often to things that we don't feel we're in control of. And so you create a mirror of that and allow the person to work through it on the table.